Hey, this is Joe from Bike Touring Tips and 718 Cyclery. Today we're going to talk about water and water management when you're out on a bike tour. So when I'm on tour, I like to use 3 water bottles if I can. I've used bladders in the past. I just don't have great luck with them. I like water bottles. I know they're going to work. I can put water in them. So these 3 water bottles are 22-ounce water bottles. They're from a company called Specialized that makes them. They're custom 718 bottles. But the nice thing about them is they have a lid that's a one-way valve, right? And that one-way valve means as you squeeze it, the water comes out. As opposed to some of the water bottles where you have to grab it with your teeth and kind of open it. Those are great, and those seem to have worked for decades, but I just feel that it adds an extra layer of slight danger as you're kind of jerking this thing open with your teeth. So I like to try to travel with 3 water bottles. So on my bike, I'm fortunate enough to be able to have room for 3 water bottle mounts. I have 2 on the inner triangle, and I have a 3rd one down below. And conceptually what I do is with these 2 water bottles up here, one is filled with water, and one is filled with water with like a Nuun tablet or some electrolytes. And I'll just bop back and forth between the 2. And generally what I do, depending on the water bottles that I bring, the more brightly colored one is the one that has the supplement in it, just so I can visually remember. What I like to do is kind of work my way back and forth between these 2 bottles. And this bottle down here is the, do not drink in case of emergency bottle. I try not to ever touch it on a trip. Certainly it gets dirty, it gets grungy. You know what, but when you need it, it certainly tastes like the nectar of the gods. But what I like to do again is I like to kind of just rotate back and forth between these 2 bottles. Every rest stop I'm drinking and finishing my water and filling them up, and then really not touching this 3rd bottle down here. Now you'll notice that on my inner triangle I do have some clearance issues with my water bottles, right? I'm using a frame bag here, so it's kind of a tight fit. I've gotten good at being able to take a water bottle in and out. And again, if you don't have a lot of room inside this inner triangle, that's where people will start to use frame bags with a water bladder. What you can also use is a side, and what I probably should use if I was a little smarter, is a side entry water bottle, meaning that the water bottle comes in from the side, so you don't have to pull it out as you're riding underneath your bag. And again, certainly I've gotten good at this, but it's not easy, and it does introduce a little bit of danger when you're trying to take the water out and you have to kind of get underneath your frame bag. So this is a pretty tight fit. But again, another option would be to get a side mount. Another place to actually put water bottles, if you can't actually fit them in your inner triangle, is using a bag called a feed bag. These attached to your bike allow you to put a water bottle in there or any other food or all kinds of stuff in there. But feed bags are a great way to add the ability to add more water bottles. If you don't have enough water bottle mounts on your bike, this is a good way to add. In addition, there are some brackets and things you can get that will let you add water bottle cages if you don't already have them. There's also brackets that allow you to move them and move the position of them. When I put this water bottle in, it was actually touching the front tire just because of the nature of the tire and the geometry of the bike. So Wolf Tooth makes some great brackets where I was able to kind of mount this water bottle and kind of move it down a little bit, right? For me, I don't care how far down this goes. I just need clearance right here. So there are ways, and you can use those brackets here and here to kind of move these water bottle cages up and down. So there are ways to get creative. And the last way to kind of carry water bottles that I know of is, this obviously isn't it, but you can get saddle-mounted water bottle cages. And you see those on triathletes and things like that. So there you have it. Those are some of my tips for how I manage water when I'm on a longer trip or a tour. What I always tell people, and this is advice that I haven't made up but I've heard, is don't wait until you're thirsty to drink and don't wait until you're hungry to eat. You should be doing these things constantly when you're on a trip. You want to keep your body kind of energized with as enough hydration and nutrients as possible. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you could subscribe, I would love it. We're a tiny bike shop. I'm a one-person shop here in Brooklyn, New York. We go on a lot of trips, a lot of tours, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll come back with some more of these really soon.